Chemistry studies. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at valence electrons. And what are valence electrons? Valence electrons are the number of electrons in the outermost shell of an element. So if you take a look at this table right now, this direction gives you the groups and this direction gives you the periods. So those ones written in green are called the metals. That is the group 1, group 2, group 3 elements. And those ones written in black are the non-metals. Yeah, but also don't forget that group 7 elements are also called the halogens. Yeah. So the elements that belong to group 8 are the noble gases. They have their outermost shell completely filled. So if you take a look at this, the noble gases are the ones I wrote in red, and they are non-reactive. Take note, noble gases are non-reactive. It's very important. And why are they non-reactive? Because they have their outermost shell completely filled. If you take a look at this diagram now, this is the diagram of neon, and neon has 10 electrons. Now we drew the structure. If you take a look at this structure, the innermost shell took 2 electrons and the outermost shell took 8 electrons, making it a total of 10 electrons. That shows that the outermost shell of this particular element called neon, being a noble gas, is completely filled. That's why they are non-reactive, because their outermost shell is completely filled. So talk about these group 7 elements. They need only 1 electron to get their outermost shell completely filled, and that's why they are very reactive. If you have checked it up, they will tell you that fluorine is the most reactive element. So now, for you to understand how valence electrons work, elements that belong to group 1, all of them have 1 valence electron in their outermost shell. For example, this is sodium, and sodium contains 11 electrons. So if you try to draw the structure, this is the K shell, the L shell, and the M shell. And since sodium has 11 electrons, it only has 1 outermost electron in its outermost shell. That's what we indicated in this diagram here. So elements that belong to group 2, they are called the alkaline earth metals. They have 2 electrons in the outermost shell, and that makes them to have a valence electron of 2. Now, so elements that belongs to group 3 are called the transition metals. Yeah. So, and also to get their valence electrons, since they belong to group 3, that means they have 3 electrons in their outermost shell, which is the valence shell. Hope you understand. So elements that belongs to group 4, those ones are called the non-metals. Yeah. And for group 4 elements, that means for you to belong to group 4, that means you have 4 electrons in your outermost shell. And for you to belong to group 5, you must have 5 electrons in your outermost shell. For you to belong to group 7, which is the halogen groups, you must have 7 electrons in your outermost shell. And since halogens, they just need 1 electron, just 1 single electron, to complete their outermost shell. That's why they are very reactive. And also, for you to take note, fluorine is the most reactive element out of all these elements on this table, because they just need 1 single electron to complete their outermost shell. Hope you understand. So with that, I believe that valence electron is well explained. So if you have any question, don't forget to drop it in the comments. Thank you, guys.